I live in a big city now, in an apartment building with walls too thin and neighbors too articulate in their everyday expressions of life. For someone highly introverted and sensitive like me, it can be a real challenge. But over the years, I've adopted simple and accessible ways to let the quietness in. I've always loved quietness. Even as a teenager, my adolescent rebel was quiet, mostly manifested in a newly acquired passion for writing. I'm the same now. I embrace and invite quietness in everything that I do. And in a way, it's kind of a rebel against the ultra-connectedness of this world, against its operation mode based on instant gratification and incessant entertainment. Allow the heart to empty itself of all turmoil. Retrieve the utter tranquility of the mind from which you issued. Although all forms are dynamic and we all grow and transform, each of us is compelled to return to our root. Our root is quietude. Attentiveness. Whenever I'm caught up in an anxious, loud surrounding, and when it becomes too overwhelming, I try to fragment the environment to see and hear the details, like the chirping of a sparrow behind the traffic noise, or a crack in the wall that looks like a stalk of a flower. Observation is not only a meditation tool, but also a simple, working way to find stillness and quietness that is so often buried under multiple layers of noise. Creating. It's kind of a reverse process. Instead of fragmenting, I love bringing things together to form a new shape and a new meaning, a new piece of comfort. Working with yarn, collages, words, dot work, sewing, or even just cooking, it all provides a deep sense of quietness with the rhythm, the patterns, and new sudden ideas born during the process. Whenever my mind gets loud and restless, I let my hands create and weave the blanket of quietude again. Silence. How much better is silence, the coffee cup, the table. How much better to sit by myself like the solitary seabird that opens its wings on the stake. Let me sit here forever with bare things, this coffee cup, this knife, this fork, things in themselves, myself being myself. I don't like to talk much. I'd rather write instead. It's crucial for me to stay silent for at least 1 hour before falling asleep and after waking up. I've adopted this personal way of being since early age, and it has always provided me with a deep sense of being myself. When I lived alone, there were many days when I wouldn't utter a single word at all, and it was very comforting. I find that silence helps me improve my creativity, focus, and memory too. Listening. More precisely, listening to myself, my heartbeat, and the natural humming of the body. I believe we all have our unique humming wave that we can hear and connect to. To make it easier and if necessary, I close my ears. Even in the most intense moments, a few seconds of listening to that humming invites the quietness back. Subtle, unspoken moments of quietude can find me in the eyes of a crow watching me as I wait for a bus on a Sunday morning, in the softness of yarn in my hands, in the grass that stays so stubbornly green even in December, in silence between the palms when Brian and I hold our hands. Quiet life concept is different for everyone, and it can even vary in different moments of your life. I think now I'm living through one of the quietest periods, with my outside in-person interactions being very rare and honestly very much avoided. Will it change? Maybe, probably, and I will see how it goes for me. The temple bell stops, but the sound keeps coming out of the flowers. Thank you so much for being here and watching this, my friends. As always, feel free to share in the comments your thoughts about quiet living. How do you manage loudness? And for now, be safe and keep your heart open. I hope to see you soon. Пока-пока.